This Make America Great Again hat is just as maddening and frustrating and triggering for me to look at as a KKK hood.
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Liberal Expression. For most of us, BuzzFeed's recent reporting debacle is literally last week's news. However, there are still some holdouts over at MSNBC who have continued to imply that, the story, it might be true. Even after Special Counsel Mueller's office and President Trump's lawyers have flatly denied the earlier reporting that attorney Michael Cohen was directly ordered by Trump to lie to Congress.
Again, he is heading to prison soon for crimes that he has admitted to doing, and he has pointed the finger at the president as the person who directed him to do that, Chris. So the credibility question is still one that, of course, lingers over Cohen.
What exactly Michael Cohen, what questions he can and cannot answer, particularly this $100 million question of whether, as BuzzFeed reported, the president instructed him to lie.
For example, if evidence is released showing that the president did tell Michael Cohen to lie.
I wonder if NBC's $400 million strategic partnership with BuzzFeed has any influence on their reporting. Do you think? Another thing the liberal media just couldn't walk away from this week was the way that they smeared the Covington kids and put their lives in jeopardy by pushing another false narrative. So they held panels and they asked questions that basically argued that the kids deserved it because of what they were wearing.
As for those red Make America Great Again hats that some students were wearing, Sandman says he bought his that day from a street vendor in Washington.
Do you think if you weren't wearing that hat, this might not have happened, or it might have been different?
There was a sense in which the hat announced a certain set of political commitments. Alyssa Milano, I think the actress, describes the hat as the modern-day white sheet.
This Make America Great Again hat is just as maddening and frustrating and triggering for me to look at as a KKK hood. Like, that is the type of hatred that his policies represent. And until we can have common ground and understanding about that it's that triggering, we're going to continue to have problems.
You see, it's because of what they wore. They were asking for it. I wonder if the hashtag MeToo movement agrees with that argument. It would also be interesting to hear that movement's thoughts on the complete lack of coverage given to Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, as she stepped down from 2 major chair positions in Congress this week as she deals with some questions of her handling of a sexual assault claim by a former aide. Now, ABC, NBC, CBS, they all could not be bothered covering this event. So here's Fox News to fill us in.
Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee of Texas is stepping down from 2 major roles as she fights off criticism of her handling of a sexual assault claim by a former aide. Jackson Lee is giving up the chairmanship of a key House Judiciary Subcommittee. She's also resigning as chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation.
I wonder why so many media outlets skipped that. Oh, yeah. I had facts in the story. And liberal media outlets like CNN prefer things like fiction. Now, we close this week with CNN really cranking up that fiction angle. CNN can't stop making speculative, generic accusations of witness intimidation against President Trump. This is all in respect to Michael Cohen's prospective congressional testimony. So CNN's New Day actually took it up a notch this week, resorting to playing clips from The Godfather 2 to drive home their narrative.
You don't explicitly say, I'm going to hurt the father-in-law.
You say it would sure be bad if the father-in-law
or you say, or you just put the person in the audience like they did with Frankie Pantangeli's brother. Watch this.
Would you kindly identify for the committee the gentleman sitting to your left?
I can answer that. His name is Vincenzo Pantangeli.
Is he related to the witness?
He is, I believe, his brother.
All you do is you show the family member, you show that there might be a threat.
I think what's happening between the president and Rudy, invoking the father-in-law and the wife, goes well beyond problematic. At least from a historic precedent standpoint, there is none. What the president of the United States and his lawyer are basically doing is saying, nice family you got there. Be a shame if anything happened to them.
Yeah, nice news show you got there. It'd be a tragedy if any facts got into it. I'm Eric Shiner for MRC-TV. I'll see you again with more media wackiness next week.